Anker has unveiled its first high-fidelity speaker. The company's Soundcore audio branch has been providing increasingly sophisticated listening experiences in recent years, so this has been a long time coming. All of this has culminated in the Soundcore Motion X600. It has just been released and is priced at $200. The links for the speaker will be in the description down below. Anker immediately makes the analogy that its newest speaker is sonically inspired by an opera house. That implies the Motion X600 comes with a 5-channel audio array supported by 3 amplifiers. The internal hardware is also supported on the software side of the equation. Anker has a specialized spatial audio processor, which converts stereo sound into 3-channel immersive audio. In this video, we will be talking about this brand new flagship speaker and talk about the pros and cons. Before we get into the video, please like the video and subscribe for more content like this. Now let's get into it. What I want to emphasize first is how attractive this item is. The whole speaker appears to be made of metal, with the exception of a rubber membrane that covers the tilted top surface, taking a break around that fancy additional driver. Some of it is made of metal, the handle is made of aluminum, and the entire front grille is made of stainless steel. The back panel is made of plastic, but it doesn't matter because all the components have the same smooth, anodized aluminum look finish with rounded corners that blend in flawlessly. If a MacBook Air and an 80s-era small ghetto blaster had a love child, a Motion X600 would be the result. And like the MacBook Air, it comes in a variety of hues, including polar gray, aurora green, and lunar blue. The one disadvantage of having a stylish packaging is that the X600 will not be as impact-resistant as many of its portable competitors. If you're not cautious, the metal and aluminum pieces will scrape and dent. Fortunately, a set of gripping rubber feet will protect it from making any unintentional movements. Despite its small size, it's only 3.25 inches deep. All of that metal and the integrated battery give the speaker weight. It weighs 4.2 pounds and has a pleasingly robust, high-quality feel about it. You'd think that the X600's weight and virtually all-metal design would make it unsuitable for poolside amusement, but it's IPX7 rated for water resistance and actually floats. The rubber membrane protects all of the controls, and Soundcore keeps things simple. Power, Bluetooth connectivity, play/pause, volume up/down, and 2 sound mode buttons for passive and spatial sound are all available. They're easy to see in normal lighting settings, thanks to white lettering on a dark backdrop, but they're also illuminated when the speaker is switched on. A very pleasant feature that you don't see on many portables. It takes some effort to get them to click, but it seems like a fair bargain for a waterproof speaker. When utilizing playback controls, there is a tiny delay. A push of the play/pause button can take up to 2.5 seconds to respond, which is slightly unpleasant but not a deal breaker. Around the rear are 2 secure ports, one for charging and one for external analog audio inputs. Soundcore comes with a USB A to C charging cable and a 3.5mm audio cord. 5 drivers are housed within the streamlined shell. There's 1 visible and 4 hidden, 2 tweeters and 2 woofers hidden beneath the primary grille. 3 separate amplifiers are used to boost these signals. Each stereo channel woofer and tweeter are driven by a 20-watt amp, while the SkyDriver is powered by a single 10-watt amp for a total of 50 watts. That may not be enough to energize a huge garden party, but it gets surprisingly loud for its size, with nearly no distortion. You won't need anything else indoors, such as a kitchen or a living room. The Motion X600 may be a wild beast in terms of sound. This Bluetooth speaker can vary from tinny and harsh to satisfyingly resonant and full frequency thanks to the out-of-the-box tuning, the bass boost tool, the spatial mode, and the tremendous amount of EQ range in Soundcore's app. It all depends on how you want to utilize it. The X600 can sound disappointing in regular stereo mode and without the bass boost activated. The emphasis appears to be shifted entirely to the highs, leaving the bass seeming hollow and the mid-ranges begging for oxygen. The top-firing driver, which is intended to be a full-range unit, sounds strangled and lacks any weight. The 4 EQ settings in the Soundcore app only allow for minor adjustments, and I admit to being perplexed by the form of the so-called balance preset. It doesn't appear particularly balanced to me. Perhaps Soundcore did this on purpose to create a wow moment when you activate bass boost and spatial mode. The X600 comes to life in an instant, transforming from lamb to lion. Enabling these 2 options enhances almost every element, from dynamic range to the presence of previously absent mid-ranges to the soundstage, which is much expanded. Because the top driver is permitted to reproduce its whole frequency range, the formerly painfully harsh highs are now more balanced. It's possible that calling it spatial is a bit of an exaggeration. It doesn't support spatial audio codecs like Dolby Atmos music, and it doesn't sound as genuinely 3D as a Dolby Atmos compatible speaker like the Amazon Echo Studio, Apple HomePod or Sonos Era 300, but it's more immersive than a regular stereo portable. You can hear the impression that Soundcore's additional processing makes if you set it a few feet away and sit centered, the song components that indeed seem like they're coming from well outside of the speaker's modest footprint. I left the X600 with both capabilities activated after switching back and forth a few times to remind me of the difference. Soundcore claims that the Motion X600 would last roughly 12 hours on a single charge, but keep in mind that this is based on playing at about 50% volume and with the spatial and bass boost settings turned off. Play loudly and with those characteristics enabled, and that number will plummet to as few as 5 hours. That's on the low side of things for a portable Bluetooth speaker of this size. Several versions, like the Marshall Emberton Q, Marshall Middleton, and Sony SRS XG300, may achieve close to 20 hours. The Soundcore Motion X600 may lack features such as speakerphone capabilities, power bank device charging, or party mode for connecting multiple speakers, but its sleek, mostly metal design makes it an unusually appealing option, and its integrated handle and excellent water resistance provide exactly the kind of utility you need from a portable speaker. It's an incredible tiny boombox once you get the sound just right. Anyway, that's all from us today, guys, on the brand new Anker Soundcore Motion X600. Please be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content like this.